Hello viewers, welcome back to Candid Conversations with Ganesh Kuppala. As you have heard from various social impact and business leaders on my show, as part of my research, I was actually searching for various other social impact charity organizations in UK. During that process, I was pleasantly surprised to see the organization that I'm going to introduce you to today. This organization is based out of India, but doing a lot of work in UK as well. I'm really happy to introduce the president of the organization, JET UK, Ranjith Kumar here. Hi, Ranjith. I'm really surprised to see the kind of amount of work JET UK does in UK. And that's the reason you're on the show today. And thank you so much for taking time and appearing on my show. Let me introduce you to the audience. And why don't you quickly tell us about who you are, why you started this, what about all this stuff? Yeah.
Sure. Jai Sriman Narayana. Om Asmad Gurubhyo Namaha. Thank you, Ganeshji, for organizing this session today and making the viewers know more about our organization. So first, I would like to start about the JET, and later on, I can introduce myself. So JET normally stands for GR Educational Trust.
Okay.
As this is a worldwide organization, we have our presence in headquarters in India, Bharat, we call, and then we have in US, Australia, UK. That's why, because we are in UK, we call it JET UK. Similarly, JET USA, because it's in USA. And we have our international presence in Germany, Dubai, Singapore, New Zealand, Tanzania as well. So it's like definitely a worldwide organization doing a lot of community service as well as spiritual service.
Brilliant. And how about like you as Ranjith joining this organization? And can I get some quick introduction of yourself as well, Ranjith?
Sure.
And what do you do in JET UK as well? Yeah.
Sure. So myself is a cybersecurity consultant. I work for international bank. I was working for Deutsche Bank, and now I'm working for an other international bank called Jefferies. It's an investment bank. As part of my cybersecurity role, we do all of the data security and all that. So with that knowledge in mind, and when we are doing for the charity, we implement that similar policies, right? I joined in JET in 2014. It was a very fortunate time when the same time Swamiji was also in UK.
Oh.
And that was very fortunate to meet Swamiji and then get to know more about Swamiji. Most of the times, many people think Swamiji does only spiritual activities, but that was the time when I realized that not only spiritual, there's another wing called service wing, which Swamiji does. So that's what inspired me to join JET as such. And it's been 11 years journey.
Okay.
And it's very happy, pleasant, and I see myself a lot transformation. How I was in 2014 and now I was in 2025 is a very good transformation, which is I like.
Brilliant. So you have grown yourself during last 11 years. So you are a president at the organization right now. Correct. So is it an organization which is registered and works based out of UK? I understand like your India-based leadership organization. As you rightly mentioned, His Holiness HH Swamiji is based out of India. Right. And most of my audience may not know, His Holiness HH Swamiji is one of the prominent spiritual leaders in India. You would have heard about various other spiritual leaders coming from India as well. He's one of those extremely prominent, popular spiritual leaders from India. And GR Educational Trust is gone by his name, right? Or is it more toward why GR Education? What is it, and what do you guys do? What's your primary activity?
Yeah, this GR word, it's not a recent word, which is there it's a lineage. GR means a lion, basically. This is a respected lineage of which has come from 1,000 years old, basically. It's there in our history if you go back and see. So that GR as such is there, and then that's a legacy which Swamiji is continuing for till this generation. So GR is also used only for the monks, the sannyasi. So only they can have it, not everybody can have it.
Okay.
And when you say sannyasi, you have to leave all the worldly pleasures. Right? So from there it started since 1909, when Pedajur Swamiji, the inspirer for Chinnajir Swamiji. It's all started from there. So with respect to the kind of
work you do?
We do, I said, ours is a registered charity under Charities Commission, which is established since 2011 onwards.
Okay.
So we have our team who founded the organization. They 2009 onwards, they kept all the documents ready, and then 2011 January, to be precise, it's 19th of January 2011. We have the registered charity, and under JET banner We do a lot of spiritual and charity services.
Mm-mm. So, like, because the primary reason I was asking this, right? Whether you call it as a stereotype or you call it as a myth, but by the appearance of Jet, the moment you look at the page, I have done my research as well. The moment you look at the page, the moment you look at any marketing material of Jet, it looks with like a lot of saffron, the color, and also there is an element of converting it more to the Hinduism as a spiritual activity, which is probably the case. But do you call yourself as Hindu organization, or is it more of a humanitarian organization?
Indeed, it is definitely a humanitarian organization.
Okay.
Because, in fact, we also don't call ourselves Hindu. We are Vedics. Because
Okay.
that's what our roots are.
Okay.
In fact. So, irrespective of whether we are Hindu, any other organization, religion, it doesn't matter. Because ours is a community-based, humanitarian-based organization.
Okay.
And that's the reason Swamiji was also given a Padma Bhushan Award in 2023 by the President of India.
Yeah.
So it is definitely they don't just you for when you're supporting only one community. So we support all different communities, and in fact we have different community members working as a charity members in our organization.
That's
so
brilliant. I've had opportunity or privilege to visit ashram while back in India, and I could see people from Australia, people from Canada, people from various parts of the world coming and doing as a charity work. That's exceptional. I mean, likes of I mean, if for the people to know, I mean, you would have known about organizations like Isha Foundations or ISKCON or Chinajia Swami's GR Education Trust is pretty much prominent. Probably you work on a different theme, but humanitarian as a service charity. And you were mentioning about Padma Bhushan. For the benefit of audience, I'm sharing this. It's the third highest civilian, honor that can be given to anybody in India, right?
Correct.
So it's amazing to hear about all that stuff. So now, getting specific to the JET UK as an organization, as a service, what are the prominent items? Like if you call out JET UK's year calendar,
yeah.
what do you do in a year? Like, what are the different kind of activities JET UK does? Is it more driven by the Swamiji's message from there, or is it more organization stands by itself in UK?
No,
How does it work?
The roots and the message is definitely the jet as such. It is same across the world. So it's like you do whatever events you want, but the underlying principles is same. Like we follow one principle: serve all beings
Okay.
as service to God, worship your own, respect all. So it's the same thing. Every jet organization follows. But as such, every country has its own dynamics. So you need to adapt to the country's standards, adapt to the country needs, because all needs are not same in all the countries. So
Yeah.
you need to be dynamic in serving the community. There are different communities. So you need to be a bit dynamic on country basis, country needs, and all that. So I can say, as part of JET UK, the pillars are same across all the countries. Like first is the education pillar, where our strength is education, or where we want to contribute is education pillar.
Okay.
The second pillar, which we normally contribute, is the health pillar. We do a lot of services where I can just give more details. So
Yeah.
the second pillar is the health pillar. And the third pillar is a community where we talk about environmental care and the animal care.
Amazing.
That's it. So these are broad high-level pillars. When you go to the education pillar, so we support education for the blinds, education for the tribals, and Vedic education.
Oh,
So we
interesting.
have 4 schools for that to establish, to continue that Vedic knowledge for the next generation.
Those schools are in UK or in India?
Currently, they're all in India.
Okay.
But we have our priests who are not priests, Vedic scholars. There's a lot of difference, They are Vedic scholars because they have passed the Vedic exam, and that's why they're a scholar, and it's a Vedic exam, so it's a Vedic scholar. We have brought them here under proper, regulations as per the UKBA and all that. So they are here, and they started training the Vedas also here. And they do Veda mantra chanting, and as well as interested people can also learn Vedas here.
Wow.
So it's a big opportunity for many of them to learn Vedas. And it is a mission of our Acharya and also our CEO. CEO is a very small word, but that's why Acharya is
Yeah,
Sri Chinnaji Swamiji's vision. Honestly, what happened a couple of years ago is that there are, like, everybody knows there are 4 Vedas, which is divided into 4 sections. Within that 4 Vedas, the totals divided into shakas, called as, subsections.
Yeah.
There's 1,131 shakas.
Okay.
And it used to be there, but the Kali Yuga started, so many things have gone. So now it's only 11 shakas are available, which means we have a scripts, but you should know how to chant, how to pronounce, right? So we don't have anybody. So out of that 11 shakas, we are very proud to say that JET is supporting 11 shakas.
That's amazing.
Training kids on these 7 shakas.
If I may stop you there, Ranjith. So I'm super excited about this because I work on a lot of education space in the social impact space as well, right? I mean, what excites me is most of the second generation or third generation Indian kids in UK, the biggest ask from any Indian parent would be, how do I connect back to my culture? Right?
Indeed.
Because if you come, I mean, not only UK, but any other country, you move into the country, you come as a migrant, but your generation 1 is okay because you still are connected back to the culture of your country. But the moment you get into the second generation, especially in the third generation, you lose all of it because you become UK, you become British. So what's your focus on that particular point? If you can please help me understand, do you guys run special schools for second generation, third generation kids? Do you teach them as part of their curriculum? How does it work?
Sure. This thought I have come for Swamiji long back. I can say exactly 21 years ago.
Okay.
So in 2004, Swamiji has come up with a course called Pregna.
Okay.
So this Pregna is specifically for answering this particular issue.
Okay.
Because we have a lot of second generation, third generation kids across the world.
Yeah.
And they're connected to Swamiji and connected to our culture. So keeping that in mind, Swamiji has come up with a beautiful curriculum called Pregna.
Okay.
In UK, currently, there are 155 active students.
That's amazing.
And, you might have known a couple of famous personalities who done Avadhanam.
Yeah.
Our kids does it.
That's amazing.
They are just 12 years. So that is the kind of super memory they build. So as part of the curriculum, we make them a responsible citizens of the world, not just responsible of the country. How it makes is that the curriculum is built in a structured way that you inculcate the service part of it and the spiritual part of it. Because the spiritual is the one which teaches how to be a selfless service. So spirituality is the one which teaches that. That's the reason we inculcate the both ideas into the next generation kids, and we are seeing the transformation in them. And the parents, how we know that transformation is from the parents, isn't it? So they keep telling, and then there are many success stories from the parents. If you go to YouTube and just type HH UK, you'll get a lot of success stories from the
It
parents.
sounds really exciting, Ranjit, to be very honest, because most of when we go back to, we try to do, we also run some of the cultural organizations in UK. What we try to do is celebrate festivals, celebrate things around, cultural roots of India, so that, our kids understands who we are, and so that they can come back and connect. Most of the kids, you would definitely connect to this. So some of the kids go back to their grandparents, they don't know how to speak to them.
Exactly.
They don't know the language. They have no idea of the culture. I'm glad you guys have picked it up. Kudos to you. What I would request, it's a humble request from my end, being a parent as well, is that, please do focus on this a bit more as an aspect, because there is a large number of need, especially in UK. And one of the, I do want to bring this topic, right? I'm not sure how connected this to JET UK, but UK is one of those countries where autism is autism and, mental health needs are super high.
Yep.
And when we go back to our culture, see that, a lot of these things can be actually solved through mantra and, all that stuff. People do tell about, if you have struggle with your mental health, there is, meditation, there is kinds of various other stuff, right? If that can be brought into way of life in UK, probably we can solve this problem. I don't know if it is possible, but just a thought. What do you think about that?
No, we started exactly the same thing in 2023.
Okay.
Swamiji was here. There is a medicine called Swarna Prashna.
Oh, okay.
For that.
Nice.
And we have that particular medicine is not only for the autism kids.
Okay.
There are two different levels, right? So for autism kids, we have a special medication which we
Oh.
do. Of course, we follow all the UK regulations and the proper medication we do. And even for speech delays, example, we do for autism, we do for speech delays, we do for brain improvements. And there are a couple of, there are like 10 to 11 benefits when you go with this medicine called Swarna Prashna, which is again manufactured in our ashram, which is under proper certified people. So we currently have around 30 kids because we haven't gone into widespread, but we currently have 30 kids. Every Pushyami star on the star of Pushyami Nakshatram, we give them. So that has more power, and we have seen the changes in the kids. What's happening?
Where can I find all this?
Absolutely, that's a very good question.
Yeah.
If you go to JET UK, JETUK.org.
Is it an app or what is it?
Yeah, it's a website.
Okay.
Or you can go to our app called Acharya. It's a free
Acharya.
app which is available in both mobile and
Audience, I'll share this in the links both for Jet UK and Acharya because it sounds really exciting. Yeah. Okay,
Sure.
go ahead. Sorry.
So we have a website, jetuk.org, where you can go there. As I said, like education pillars, mainly for pregna. You say you can go there. You can give all the details, like what is pregna, why you need to join, what are the benefits. Even it's not even for the kids. It's all. The main issue is with the parents. The parents want the kids to learn, but they don't want to learn. So we request when we spend more time with the parents, right? So when they also learn it, if the kids have we don't be 24/7 with them, right? But the parents are. So when the parents learn or get to know about our culture, it is very to answer the kids rather saying, "Oh, now you go, I'm busy." That's not the way we need to talk to the kids, right?
Yeah.
So that's the reason we spend a lot of time with the parents explaining, okay, you also spend some time about our books. We give all the printed material. It's all authentic, basically. It's all reviewed by all the Vedic scholars. So we spend a lot of time with the parents explaining.
Brilliant. Maybe I'm spending more time on the kids, but that's a need of the hour. That's where your future is, right? My question on that is, do the kids have to pay or the parents have to pay for this? How does this service come to them?
Yeah, absolutely. You see, in UK or any other country, what is free?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But the price is what matters. So how much you're paying is what matters. Now you take your kids for swimming. How much do you pay? Like 16 pounds per hour? No, 30 minutes. 16. Or a piano class, 30 pounds. Or English class, science tuition, 30 minutes, 30 pounds, like that. Whereas we charge just 3 pounds per 75 minutes.
Okay.
So it's a year-end curriculum. So where we take, it depends on the module which they are in. So if they're in first module, we spend like 40 sessions with them. Each session is 60 minutes. And the price is just 3 pounds per hour.
But you do this because you have to pay to the scholars.
Correct. And we have to pay for the material also.
Okay.
So it's not for everything we have to pay. And suppose we do online, we do in person. So if you have to do in person, we need to hire the hall.
Scholars.
So it is more of a cost to cost is what we are trying to do. And at the end, we also do a graduation ceremony for the kids.
Okay.
For all the hard work they have done. So it's like 2 pounds, 3 pounds.
Yeah, that makes sense. Is there a way to build a career on this? Just to understand.
Yes.
Like people who's studying all this Vedic culture and all that stuff. What happens? One, definitely they become better global citizens. They will be disciplined and all that stuff. It's amazing. But just to ask from that lens of career building purpose as well, can you build career with this?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's a very good, that is one of the USP which I can say of the course. See, what happens with this particular course is that it not only enriches your spiritual and service knowledge, it also improves your memory power.
Okay.
As I said, like our kids doing, they memorize all the 700 slokas in Bhagavad Gita. They memorize all the 108 slokas in Stotra, in Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram, right? You ask them randomly anywhere, right? So once they build this kind of caliber, they can become a doctor, they can become a scientist, they can use however they want, because you need to have that ability first, right?
I would love to see if you have examples.
Yes.
If you can share the videos with me, I would love to show that to my audience.
I will show that, and on 5th, it's not a recorded one, there's a live performance which we are going to have it on 5th of July
In UK.
2025 in UK at Hayes in West London, in the presence of Swamiji. it is going to be an amazing day where kids are going to do the live performance again of the Savadhana.
That's amazing. That sounds super exciting. I'll come to that details of that program, but just want to touch base on the other two pillars that you mentioned about JET UK, health, and you have community service as well, right? So let's touch upon the health as an aspect, especially in UK, because the way we struggle with NHS sometimes. I know it's controversial. I still want to bring it up, but yeah, it's a bit different, right? I mean, especially for the people who was coming from India, immigrants, it's a bit of a story for the first few years.
Yeah.
The struggle to understand the healthcare system here in UK. Sure. How do you help? So what kind of help you guys do?
Yeah, there are always something called reactive and proactive, right? So we mainly focus on proactiveness because, reactiveness sometimes we require.
You mean preventive measures?
Exactly.
Okay.
Preventive measures is what, our food habits and our thoughts plays a major role in our health. Right? That's the reason, as part of this, again, I'm not going back to the education part. It is part of the pregna. We teach them how you have to have, how you have to eat, how much you have to eat. It's called moderate. So coming back to the health part, so we spend more time on preventive measures or being proactive on what kind of food you have to eat, what kind of food you try to avoid it, and what kind of food will help you regenerate your thoughts. All these things is what we do as part of, if you go to our website, again, jetuk.org, there's something called sattvic food.
Oh, okay.
Food plays a major role in our day-to-day activities and our
It impacts your gut.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So with respect to the health, we educate our whoever comes and then do it. So in all our sessions, we do conduct 30 plus events over a year across UK. So during all these 30 years, we promote, bring awareness of this sattvic food. It is beyond vegetarian, which we call. A vegetarian is you have so many foods in vegetarian, but there are some of foods where when we eat, it generates sattvic, and whereas some would generate tamas. Tamas is laziness, or rajas, aggressiveness.
Aggressiveness, yeah.
So we try to educate and bring awareness of this sattvic food a lot, and that will.
Do you serve as well, or you just give the education?
We serve only that.
Okay, you serve as well. Okay, yes. That's amazing. That's brilliant. So that's your second. The health element, I just want to touch on one thing, because the way I know about JET UK, because again, I was doing my research, guys. As you know, I do this always. So there was mentions about how you helped during the COVID. So do you want to highlight about what happened? What is the impact that you got in?
Sure.
How many people did you help?
Sure. During COVID time, I think many people are affected, all age groups,
Correct.
Different sectors. It might be old people, working sector, non-working sector, especially the students. This is the area we focused on because many sectors are impacted, but there are some sectors where we can do is what we were focusing on students because they were not getting part-time as well for survival. It's survival for the fittest. So that's the sector where we have really focused on, and then we did almost 4 cycles of distribution of the food, and each cycle we have at least 82 to 83 students each cycle.
Okay.
And every week we used to do it like that, and then after that we continued to do it, and we also still do it not only for during COVID time. We are also associated with the Chiltern Food Bank. So we do a regular contribution to the food bank. So it's not only one time of during COVID, you do it and then you stop it. No, it's whatever we take initiation, we just want to do it for long term.
Sounds interesting. Very good. I mean, kudos to you guys for doing it because I found it in the research as well. So one more thing I wanted to touch base with you primarily is around the cultural shift, right? I know we discussed about education, bringing culture back, but celebrating festivals and all. Most of the times, at least in my last few years, how I met JET people mostly is through the Sitarama Kalyanam and various other special events that you do. Goda Kalyanam, I think.
Indeed.
Yeah, indeed. And there's couple more huge events that you do. So there are 2 things I always wanted to ask JET people is, one, how do you do such big events? Who pays for it? And how do you get this money from? Is it all run by JET, or do you have people who supporting you? Is it broader organization? That's one thing. 2 is what's your intent of doing such huge cultural programs. I'm sure it is to save the culture for the future. But I want to hear from you. Like, how does this programs run? Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks for your research. You have done really good research. Like we do a lot of programs on culture based. Example, say in January is the season where we do Godaranganada Kalyanam, and then later on in April time, it's a New Year time, so which is for as per the lunar calendar. So as a New Year time, we celebrate Sri Ram Navami, and then around June, July, we celebrate Srinivasa Kalyanam, and then again in month of September, October, we do Sharan Navaratri celebrations. Again, the cycle goes on. Your first question of like who pays for it? It is all the JAC board members contribute every month, and this is the again idea of Swamiji because see. When you're going to ask somebody, first you have to do it, right? Without you doing it, you can't expect others to do it.
Be an
right?
example.
So that's how Swamiji is. So we got that idea from Swamiji. Then we started every month contributing to JET account. All the board members. Currently, we have 43 board members.
Oh, that's good.
Everybody contributes as per their. Somebody contribute 50, some contribute 100. Some contribute 200, somebody contribute in terms of effort, somebody contributes in terms of monetary. So everybody come together, and then some devotees also does the donation. So with high respect to the devotees, the donors. With all these efforts, we are able to conduct all these big events. Example, you see this year, 2025, January, we did it Godaranganada Kalyanam at 9 places. Whereas Sri Ram Navami, we did it 16 places.
I was one of them. I attended a couple of them. Yeah.
So on like that, it is the money comes from the volunteers, basically that board members. Thanks to all of them who are able to contribute to that for the great cause, and then with the help of donors, we're able to run the organization. And we also, with the generation of this, we also have taken a project again back home in India called Veda Parirakshana. The number of students studying Vedam has declined. You might have found in your research as well anyway. We want to bring it back as much as possible. So one example, when we had a chat with a couple of parents, what they have said is, right, okay, if my son goes to the work, we get some money paid. Then we have taken JET UK, especially have taken that particular initiation to sponsor the parents so that they can send their child to our Vedic school where it's again free. All our services, we have Vedic school for blind, school for tribals. Everything is free for them, including lodging, boarding, everything.
Brilliant.
So as part of this Veda Parirakshana project, we are able to contribute to the parents, and then the kid is able to join our ashram, and then he is able to learn the Vedas. This is one, I can say, a small achievement, even though in front of Swami.
It is big. You're being humble, but it's really big. And I just wanted to understand one thing, Ranjith, if you may tell me. They call, right, Spardhya Vardhate Vidya, right? Where there is a competition, healthy competition, the knowledge boost, right? So do you guys actually conduct any competition at the child, under 14s or under 16? Like, is there any of such things? Because I couldn't find some, or there may be some. Maybe I missed it.
We haven't done anything in the public events competition stuff, but as such, internal, as I said, between the pregnant kids,
you do it. Oh, that's brilliant.
So to encourage as part of that course, what we also do, we improve our observation skills. We improve our speech skills. Because the pronunciation should be proper. When you're learning some slokas, you need to be very precise. You can't, otherwise the meaning is gonna change.
Brilliant.
As part of it, we ensure that kind of competition within the pregnant kids we keep it. But I think this year team has come up with an idea to conduct some competitions, which you rightly said, like Bhagavad Gita sloka chanting competition. Right now it's all internal within our pregnant kids, but probably again, we need more volunteers to conduct all these events, right?
So call for the volunteers. If you like culture, if you like Vedic stuff, please do come and join JET UK, right? Yeah. Okay. That's a very good segue to my last question of this conversation, is about your upcoming event, right? Yeah. I've heard it from many people. It's going to be really big, much better, much bigger. Do you want to explain about what's going to happen in the next 1 month or so? Yeah.
Indeed. So, obviously, for most of us, having Swamiji in UK is a festival, along with Ram Navami and all other festivals. But having Swamiji, whenever time Swamiji comes, it's a festival for us. So that's the good news is that 27th of June, 2025. Swamiji is visiting the UK, and he's going to
That's brilliant.
spend his time with us for two weeks.
You said 27th June 2025. Mark the calendars. Yeah.
Right. So it is a Friday, basically. So Swamiji first is going to visit the North UK.
Yeah.
It's again the first ever experiment which we are doing. Like earlier, Swamiji has come a couple of times, like 5 times roughly, and we used to go in and around London. But this is the first time we're starting with the North UK, then the Midlands, and then to the South UK.
Brilliant.
So which is covering the almost a good amount of UK, because Swamiji
It's a national trip.
It's a national trip.
That's amazing.
We also are covering Scotland as well. So the first week where we start our program on 28th, Swamiji lands on 27th, and then the program starts on 28th onwards. And 28th morning, we are starting with a spiritual event with a Srinivasa Kalyanam. Then 28th evening, it is in Manchester, 28th morning. And 28th evening, we have a program and discourse, which is in Chester. There's a beautiful topic called family, faith, and future. It's a beautiful discourse of things. So we have gone this trip with a beautiful triads. As I said, our mission statement is serve all beings as service to God. So we've taken the first letter of our mission statement. Serve is yes, all A. So S-A-B, serve all beings. We have taken S triad, A triad, B triad.
No,
like
that's
that. And then a beautiful chorus. So we start with 28th in Manchester morning, 28th evening in Chester, 29th in Bradford, 29th evening in
List is
Scotland.
long, yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
I will. What I'll do
18
is
events.
I will share the itinerary and all the details into the description as well. So you're
One
doing it
event.
for a month, right? Almost a month. The whole
No, it's
event.
14 days events,
Okay.
14 days. But invitation to everybody is to attend all the events. But a specific event is what I would like to highlight. It's 5th July is a Saturday,
Okay.
where the event is big, venue is big, space is big, and we're
You
going
mentioned
to have,
it's in Hayes.
It's in Hayes. This
Navnath
is
Center, is it?
Navnath Center, exactly. So we have made all the arrangements for 3,000 to 5,000 people. Includes a beautiful day out with Swamiji. So you come out, and the beauty of it is like the charge is entry fees is just at £10. Out of that, you're getting back £5. Okay, because we do serve
And,
the
and the
food.
10 pounds is for the adults, not for the child.
Exactly.
Child goes for free.
Child goes for free.
Yeah.
Anything less than 12 years, they go for free. So that £10 is also just to ensure the commitment, to ensure you come for the event. And we are expecting around 3,000 to 5,000 audience turning up. And the beauty of that day is that we're going to start off with the cultural performances. We're planning for international cultural performances, then followed by again a skit on Ramayana. What are the lessons from
Sounds
Ramayana for 10-12 minutes?
Is that going to be Pregna kids? doing it?
Exactly. You
Okay.
got it.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
And then we're going to have a second round of cultural performance, because we have so many requests for the cultural performance, so we need to segregate them. And then followed by our pregnant kids chanting the prayers. And then the biggest part of this event is, it's a golden opportunity which you get rarely in India also. So chanting Sri Vishnu Sahasranam along with Swamiji. Everybody might be chanting every day at their homes, but doing with Swamiji is one of the exception, blessings, right?
Wow.
So on the day, we are having this particular program of chanting Vishnu Sahasranam along with Swamiji. And after that, a wonderful discourse on the S triad, the link between science, spiritual, and service. So this is a concept which we are going to do on that day. What is the link between science, spiritual, and service? Is everything science, or you have to know?
Amazing.
So,
Sounds super exciting. I mean, it sounds super exciting to me. I'm sure you will be more excited, Ranjith. What I loved about the themes of this program, right? One, you mentioned about family,
future,
the
faith, and
future faith. There's also mental health element in there. Like, there are some of the discussions I've seen.
Indeed.
There is a discussion on specifically on like how do you build your mental health, strengthen your stuff and all that
yeah,
stuff.
we have a program, Yukta, Yagna, and Yoga.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah.
in Orpington. So this is related to mental health.
That's
as
amazing. That's
So
amazing.
altogether, we are doing 18 events across these 14 days. And
Then he's traveling to Europe, is it?
Exactly. So on 11th morning, Swamiji will be traveling to Europe. So we're going to Swiss United Nations.
Okay.
There's a meeting which ends in United Nations Geneva. And from there, we go to Zurich, and then to Germany, 4 more cities in Germany, and then to Netherlands, and then to Bharat again.
Sounds
So
super
it's,
exciting. It's amazing stuff. I mean, there's a lot of information. I'm sure we gave a lot of information. Is there anything as a closure statement you want to say, Ranjith?
Yeah, sure. First, I would like to thanks
No, my
for
pleasure.
arranging this wonderful session. I would request all the viewers if you could spare some time and then in order to promote our culture, we are here. So the more people can join us, the more better we could do.
Absolutely.
We are doing good, but we want to be the best.
True.
And mainly the next generation is what we need to start thinking right away. The more time we are able to spend time for the next generation, we are able to protect. Otherwise, we ourselves are stopping that particular knowledge carrying forward. So the request is simple. So follow the faith and then follow the culture and approach the right people. Follow an guru.
Yeah.
So-
My recommendation will be, thank you so much, Ranjit. My recommendation will be, especially for the kids, do watch out for the Pregna. Sounds really, really exciting. And especially the Vedic education, you know, how, I mean, there are a bunch of other schools, like, you know, you would have heard about Krishna Avanti, various other spaces as well. But this is exceptional opportunity for your kids. If you're an Indian child or anybody, like, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be one region, one country, because you can see the list of the countries that Ranjit just mentioned about His Holiness Swamiji is visiting rest of all the world as well. So it's a very good opportunity. If you're in London, do watch out for 5th July event. It's a full day event. Hayes Navnath Center. It's a brilliant. I've seen the itinerary. It looks super, super exciting. Please do register. I'll share the links as well in the description. Watch out for that. And apart from that, the 14 days itinerary also I'll be sharing in the description. Watch out. Go to your closest place if you are in north of UK or south of UK, wherever you are. There is, I think, Swamiji is almost covering across the UK.
Indeed.
So it sounds super exciting. I think it's a time for us to go and meet him and get the privilege of seeing him in person and learn from him and his wealth of knowledge. Thank you so much, audience, for staying tuned with us today. I'll be bringing more of such kind of stuff. Please do, kind of watch out for this space. I'll see you again in the next episode. Thank you, guys.